Reverse mortgages presented by Purpose Funding, your local mortgage experts. Exactly what is reverse mortgage and how does it work? Here's an overview. Meet Joe and Jane. Joe is 62, the qualifying age for a reverse mortgage. Jane, Joe's wife, is 59. They are both on the title and their home has equity. In this scenario, Joe and Jane have a fixed income of $2,000 a month from Social Security and pensions. Their fixed expenses, like water and electricity, for example, are $600 a month. And every month their mortgage payment is $1,200. That leaves Joe and Jane only $200 a month for food and other activities. Joe and Jane have always wanted to take a trip to Europe and cruise the Mediterranean, but with only $200 a month to fund the trip, it's impossible. They decide to speak with their local mortgage expert at Purpose Funding. They run the numbers and come up with the following. The value of their home is $500,000. They owe $100,000 on their current mortgage. That leaves them with $400,000 in equity. Joe and Jane are eligible for a percentage of that money based on Jane's age because she's the youngest on the title. In this scenario, Joe and Jane are eligible for $253,000 of their home's value. $100,000 of that $253,000 is used to pay off their existing mortgage, leaving them with $153,000, which can be taken several different ways. They decide to take $25,000 as cash up front and keep $128,000 as a credit line to be used over the rest of their lives. Their new monthly cash flow looks like this. First, their mortgage payment is gone. Their fixed income remains at $2,000 a month and expenses are still $600 a month, leaving them with new discretionary fund of $1,400 per month. Now remember that $25,000 they took out? They're now able to use some of those funds to fly to Europe and cruise the Mediterranean like they've always wanted to. Here's more good news. Joe and Jane get to live in their home for the rest of their lives without any mortgage payment and are able to supplement their income with their credit line. Many years later, Joe and Jane pass away. It's a sad day, but the family is grateful that their parents were able to spend their retired years in financial comfort and were able to travel like they wanted to because they eliminated their mortgage payment and had a credit line to pull funds from. The surviving heirs' choices are to refinance the home or to sell it on the open market and pay off the reverse mortgage. The proceeds from either option must pay off the reverse mortgage and interest accrued. This $153,000 plus any interest. In this hypothetical case, let's call it $50,000. That means $203,000 are owed on the reverse mortgage. If the property sells for $500,000 and the payoff is $203,000, the heirs will be left with $297,000 from the sale. Keep in mind they will still need to pay standard closing costs like any other sale of a residential property. Also consider that every person and situation are unique. There are some variables that come into play which can affect the amount of funds available. Some of the variables are age, home equity, market factors, and more. Are you interested in learning more or finding out if you and a loved one qualify for a reverse mortgage? You can email us at andy@purposefunding.com or call us at 844-427-3863. The scenario presented in this video is completely hypothetical and uses a high-level overview of how the reverse mortgage actually works. Joe and Jane are made-up characters created for demonstration only.